Hey guys, it's important for us to understand how container, rows, and grid system work in Bootstrap. This will help us to easily divide the section of our website, just like an example right here. We have 3 sections right here. Now to create that and to have an understanding on how it works, first we're going to create a div with a class of container. Now this div with a class of container will serve us as a wrapping div, and it will centered on a web browser. For example, this is a content. To style it, let's target the container and add a background red. So as you can see, it is centered on a browser. And for example, we're making rows. Just for example, that this container right here will have 2 rows or 2 sections. You just simply create a div with a class of row. Now you will see that first is on top and second is on the bottom. So obviously there is 2 rows inside of this container. Now let's understand how the grid system works on Bootstrap. So Bootstrap has 4 class prefix. One is for the extra small devices, medium devices, and large devices. It says that for phones less than 768 and tablets is greater than and equal to 768, and for desktops is greater than and equal to 992, and for larger desktops is greater than and equal to 1200 pixel. So I will show you what this means. For an example, I'm going to use this for medium devices, which is desktops. So on this design, we have 3 columns. So I'm going to use div with a class of call md followed by the number. Note that the grid system of Bootstrap have 12 columns. So to divide each section, to make it 3, we can use 4. And make sure you close it. First column. Now let's copy this one and make it second and third. Now let's preview it. Now as you can see, and it said right here that if it's less than 992, the width of this column right here will be 100%. So what that means is, if I'm going to inspect element and I'm going to resize it, and you can see the number right here, if it's less than 992 that it said right here, as you can see on 992 the width is still the same. It's on 3 columns, but when it's less than it will automatically create 100% that is equal to the container. So it's clearly stated that if we're going to target the small devices that will have the same will stay remain 3 columns. If there is an instance that our design has will still remain 3 columns even in small devices, we can just use the class call XS. So if I'm going to make this as call XS, even in the smallest resolution, the column will still remain. And also you can control and add multiple classes on each column. Like here on the example, they target that on call XS, the container will have 12 columns, and for call small devices it will have 6 columns, and for medium devices it will have 8 columns. So to test this, if I'm going to resize this, you can see it right here. How it's behaved when the browser resize. So I think you have the idea on how to use these classes, like to target how it looks like on different resolution. And on the next video, we're going to add the classes for each divs or sections, like the banner right here, the services section, latest work, creative process, testimonials, and call to action, and lastly the footer.